You got that dream, daydream look in your eye, and I got that red lip classic thing that you like, and when we go crazy.
Hey my crazy chaosers, welcome back. Today I am doing a collaboration with Cassie, one of the first people I ever connected with on YouTube. She is a great girl, really high energy. I hope you check out her channel and her videos. So today we are going to be talking about some of our suggestions on products to use in the winter. We know that it's a difficult beauty season, especially if you're in a province or state that's a little cold, or country that's cold, or if you, well, I'm in Canada, so let's be real, I don't know anything about having a warm winter. We got snow on the ground right now and it's yucky, so for me it's gonna be all about dealing with a cold winter. And we don't even know what products each of us are going to recommend, so imagine we had some that were duplicated. These are going to be in no particular order. They are just my recommendations for dealing with the challenges of beauty in the winter. So the first product I'm going to start with is hair. Hair is not a product. The first product I'm going to start with is for your hair. So this is a leave-in conditioner. I strongly recommend it. It makes my hair feel really silky, gets rid of the static. Like, everybody's wearing their big parkas. A lot of girls have the TNA jackets or anything with a big furry hood on it, and your hair gets all staticky and yucky. This will help counteract that. This is the Pantene Pro V Moisture Mist Detangler. If you put this in your hair, the static will not be as bad. You may still get it, but if, honestly, another tip for people that have staticky hair, something that I really struggle with, is you can actually take a dryer sheet and run it over your hair. It does help, I swear. Next up, when we're dealing with the winter, again, is something that I'm really struggling with right now, is my cuticles are very dry. They're cracking, they're splitting, they're like falling off, and because they're so dry, I've been picking them. So I strongly recommend some kind of nail cuticle oil. So the one I have here is the Essie Apricot. It works really well. All you do is open it up, take a little bit of the cuticle oil, put it around each finger, and then just rub it in. You really don't need very much. I've had this for a long time. You just rub it on like this, and it will stop your cuticles from cracking and splitting and bleeding. It makes your fingers feel a lot better, and it's really healthy for your nails. So this will help with nail growth and cuticle care. Just reminded me of that line in Pitch Perfect. A lot of this is going to be about having dry skin, dry hair, dry nails. The next up is for your body. I actually got this product from Generation Beauty in New York, and this is the Nux body oil, or Nukes. Honestly, I don't know how to say it. I'd like to say that I do know how to say it, but I just don't. This is the one that smells like old people and grapes, but when it is on, it smells great. You just spray this on your body and rub it in, and it helps so much with dry skin. It doesn't leave you oily, and it doesn't leave you slimy like some moisturizers do. So you just spray and rub, and it just, I don't know if you can tell, but I feel better. And this is a product I've been using a lot of. Moisturizer just doesn't seem to be cutting it for me because I have dry skin as it is. While we are on the whole skin dryness issue, when I get out of the shower, I normally just kind of get out, like go make a coffee, blow dry my hair, I kind of mess around. I don't do anything with my skincare until right before I'm ready to put on my makeup. But in the winter, I do strongly recommend, as soon as you get out of the shower, you do use your body oil and you do use a facial moisturizer. This is CeraVe. It's cheap. You can get it from a drugstore. It's really great. It's thicker than, I guess, a normal one. If you have oily skin, I may not recommend it, or if you don't struggle with dryness, but it has SPF 30 in it. It's a really great moisturizer. So should be shower, body oil, facial moisturizer, and then do whatever you got to do after that. If we are on to your makeup right after your moisturizer, I do recommend a hydrating primer. So this guy here is from Too Faced. It is the Hangover RX. So this is a replenishing face primer. It says it's proactive and nourishing with coconut water, electrolytes, and probiotics, and it is silicone free. Something I will strongly recommend is to stay away from silicone products during the winter, because as much as I would like to say that they feel nice because they're silicone, they do. I personally find them a little bit drying, and my makeup starts to get like slidey and weird and cracky and gross. So always make sure you have a hydrating primer instead of a drying primer. So if you have oily skin and you are in a climate that is cooler, I would say either stick with no primer if you're oily, or one that you know will suck it up. While you're struggling with your dry skin, I do recommend to use a foundation that has a little bit of a dew effect to it. So I prefer the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I use this all the time anyway because, again, my skin is dry on the regular. It does get a little bit worse in the winter, so I can't even switch to the regular True Match in wintertime because I just end up looking cracky and weird, and it's so yucky. Everybody knows that when you're struggling with dry skin, you're struggling with flakiness from being dry and being in and out of the heat and in and out of the cold, you want to make sure that you're not adding a ton of powder products. So I do strongly recommend a cream contour type product, a cream highlight and a cream bronze. So if any of you have been around my channel, you saw the review and the demo on the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Kit Volume 2. I will link the review down below if you want to see how it works. I do use the cream products in that video, but again, I don't like to be piling on a whole ton of powdery products when my skin is already dry, because you get that flakiness, you get the cakey look. This has really helped me with that, so I would strongly recommend you pick this up if you are not familiar with if you're not familiar with cream contour. I didn't hear great things about the NYX cream contour or about the Anastasia cream contour, but I am going on by what I'm hearing. I have never actually used them. My Sephora is just recently going to be getting the cream contour from Anastasia, and I'm kind of bouncing back and forth if I should buy it. I'm sure I will. Why wouldn't I? Last face product we have is a setting spray. I wouldn't normally recommend this, and I know Urban Decay has some out, like the D-Slick and the All Night Setting Spray. Personally, I've tried both of those, and they have not held a candle to the Infallible. This doesn't make me look dry. It doesn't make me look slick. It doesn't make me look flaky. It just, what I look like when I put my makeup on in the morning, that's what I look like when I come home, and that's what I'm really into. And you know what? This worked in the heat, and this worked in the cold, so I've been using it to go to work. Being in Canada and being in Ontario, I've been in the cold weather. I recently just came back from a trip to Dominican, so it was very hot there, and I still used it there, and it did exactly the same thing. Again, strongly recommend. Basically, it's at any drugstore, and I believe it's between $15 and $20 depending where you go. Highly recommend. You should invest in this for all seasons. Kind of wondering what Cassie is gonna recommend. Can't remember which state she's in to see if she is like gonna be doing hot or cold. Since we have basically done the base face, eyeshadow for winter doesn't really matter. Any eyeshadow will really work. I don't have any specific recommendations on that. You can definitely live your own life that way. But lips, on the other hand, I would strongly recommend you stay away from mattes and you stay away from anything drying. Make sure you use some sort of lip balm before you put on any kind of lip product, because your lips will be dry and cracked or chapped by the end of the day, especially if you have a job where you talk a lot like I do. So when you get up, you put your moisturizer on, you put your body oil on, you make sure you get a lip balm on those lips before you do anything. And then when you put on your lip product, I strongly recommend something that is not drying. So I have a NYX Butter lipstick here. That being said, you can use any lip product you want. Just make sure you get a lip balm underneath. And when you get home at the end of the day, try and take it off if you don't need it anymore, especially if you have a matte or a liquid lipstick. I am all for mattes and liquid lipsticks. I think they're beautiful and I love their finish. That being said, if I wear a liquid lipstick more than 2 days in a row in the winter, by the end of those 2 days, I have splits in my lips and I have discoloration and I'm peeling. It's just not a good idea as far as I'm concerned, so I do try and stay away from them in this season. Those are my product recommendations for you for January and February and the colder months of the year. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out Cassie over at Color Me Cassie, and I will make sure to link her video down below. She is so great, so check her out and subscribe. She's got, like I said, so much great energy, and she's very positive, very talented girl. Plus I love her dog. She's adorable. Of course I would love her dog. He's adorable, sorry. That being said, I hope you hit subscribe here as well, and I was happy to have you. Enjoy your winter, guys. I hope you had a great Christmas and a fantastic New Year.